Oh, I'm just running these down, head bolts. That's one thing nice about these electric cordless ones. You know, you can put it on the low number one setting. That way you're not running them down too hard. Kind of works out pretty nice. Gotta watch that firewall. It's got a bunch of dirt on it. Not to hit it with the battery and knock it all down into the new cylinder head. Alright, I had the torque specs here on my phone on a file somewhere. See if I can find that. Where is that? Files. Where'd you go? There you are. Downloads. It's gonna be this one here. Alright, there's our cylinder head. Alright. Okay, step 1, 75 foot-pounds. Step 2, 110. Wait 5 minutes. Step 4, 110 foot-pounds. And 60 degrees. Alright. Okay. Step 1 is, what is it? I already forgot. I can't remember. 75 foot-pounds. 75 foot-pounds. Alright, let's make sure. I've got the sequence down in my... Great. Make sure that I'm getting this right. Okay, they actually want you to start from... I mean, it really doesn't matter. They want you to start on this and go that way, but it really doesn't matter as long as you get it torqued from the center out. So we'll do what they want us to do. Alright, so come over here. Oh, lots of head bolts. Then we'll go over them at 110, the same sequence. Now I can start pulling. Got enough room now. You'll notice when we go back and retorque them to the wait 5-minute thing, you know, the center always gets loose on you. And that's usually what gets loose is the center. Arm's tired. This door over here took a shit today, and that big door and the springs on it come loose, and the one on this side. And, that was not so easy. I definitely had to work for that one. Then I got it too tight and I couldn't roll the damn thing down. I was up and down that big ladder. Must have been 100 times trying to get it right. Put me behind on this project. Be the last two on this one now, on this end anyway. I'm gonna have to push. I don't like pushing on them. I mean, I was always taught to pull, but then I started getting more experience and found out it didn't really make much difference as long as you weren't jerking it, you know. As long as you were steady. Alright, so we got to do the exact same thing to 110 foot-pounds. And then wait 5 minutes. Go back at 110, and then after that, go to 60 degrees. Alright guys, so here we go. Some push rods in. Okay, rocker shafts. Actually, you know what? I forgot I gotta get this, I gotta roll this thing over to number 1. I didn't do that before. I gotta pin this thing, get it to number 1. Alright, so we got a different cylinder head, so you definitely want to back your rockers off. Oh, I didn't get my push rod up under this one here. Oops. Is it really that tight already? Just need to back these off. Okay. Alright, let me look up and see what the torque specs are for the rockers, because I don't remember. Alright guys, I don't know if the light kind of shimmers off there and it's kind of a little annoying, but not much I can do about that. Okay, so obviously I'm on number 1, so this is exhaust. Run both valves on number 1. 14 on intake. I forgot to grab an end wrench. Okay. Okay. 18 exhaust. You're going to be doing 2 intake. Got some water stains, some moisture stains on my feeler gauge, and I can't really read the damn things. Had this set for a long time. Oh, come on. Should be 3 exhaust. If I remember right, let me check. Yeah, 3 exhaust and then 4 intake and then 2 intake, 3 exhaust, 4 intake, 5 exhaust. That's right. That's right. Okay. Or you could go in a valve overlap and do it that way as well if you wanted to. Which you just watch your push rods. You could roll it around. You could roll it around and just watch when your companion cylinder, when the exhaust push rod starts coming up, and then once that push rod starts going back down, you'll see the intake push rod raise slightly, and that way you know that you're on valve overlap on the companion cylinder. Then you would adjust the valves. Say if you saw the exhaust push rod coming up on number 5, and then once it started going down, then the intake push rod started to raise slightly and they were level, then you knew that you would adjust cylinder number 2. You can do it that way too. Number 3, exhaust. 1, 2, 3. What if you guys had a guy that was continually screwing with you and beating the hell out of you for 4 years straight? Would you think it would be completely acceptable to finally punch him in the nose after 4 years of continual harassment? Or should he just sit there and take it for the rest of his life because that's just the way it is? What's your opinion on that? I guess I'm just a little different. I think the guy should have been punched in his nose a long time ago and told him to shut up and sit down. But I don't know, that's just my thinking. 5, exhaust. Alright, so now what we're going to do is roll it around. And what I'm going to watch for, I'm going to watch my, number 1 is what I'm going to be watching. I'm going to watch for my exhaust rocker to come up. This rocker here is going to be the exhaust push rod. I'm going to watch for it to come up, and then I'll watch for it to go back down, and then the intake rocker to raise slightly. That way I know I'll be in valve overlap. My exhaust push rod is going up. See, mine she just started to move right there on the intake. Now both of these should be tight. Both of these are tight. Now we can adjust the rest of our valves. So let's adjust. This back one here is going to be our exhaust valve. Oops. Move that a little bit. Let me back it off again. Then you can do this one here. The first time the valves have ever been adjusted on this rig. I got that one. So let's do our intake, right? Yeah, intake on this one. Make sure your push rod's staying where it's supposed to stay there. Alright, and obviously we're going to do the exhaust on this one. Well, we got pretty much everything on top put together. The other day when I did the main bearings, I did number 2 through 7, and I didn't do number 1 because you got to pull the oil pump to get, and I just didn't do it. I thought I'll just get it I'll just get it right before I pull the pan, or put the pan back on. Well, anyhow, I was getting ready to do that, and I decided to go ahead and change that number 1 main bearing, and I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. It's pretty scratched up right there where that pump's been wearing, and you can feel a lip right here. Yeah, there's no lip at all here, and you get over here and you can see where the wear is. It's been wearing into the housing, typical aluminum housing gear pump. But, I just don't trust it. You know, you got a lot of money into this thing. Let's not waste everybody's time and money, and let's do it right. So I called, and I probably should just I don't know, I try to save people money. Usually most of these gear pumps are real simple to take apart. I guarantee if it had been a cast, well, can't really say that. Even a cast iron pump, once that bushing where the shaft rides in, what happens is it's not really foreign material going through it. This bushing right here will wear where it sits in the shaft, so then it lets it walk sideways like that, and that gear starts eating into the housing. So that's what gets them. So anyhow, I got a pump. It'll be there in the morning. Darn it. So we're done with that. I'm gonna clean this mess up, pack all this trash out. Might as well get that pan cleaned up. I wanted to work on the PACCAR this evening, but I got a JCB forklift outside that I gotta get some work done on. But anyhow, I'll make this a continuous video. I'll put the rest of this on for tomorrow, and then we'll put number 1 main in it and put a new oil pump in it and put the pan on. There's a couple coolant lines that go up underneath. And does this 7520 have the fan mounted water pump? I don't think it does. I think the 2000 series. No, even the 30 series had that too. I don't think this one is. What is it? I don't see. No, there's no water lines coming out of the fan hub itself, so it doesn't have that style. When you get that style, you really got to be careful, because not be careful, you have to be persistent and bleed that air out of that coolant system, because that little pump that will circulate the water back to the transmission cooler, because what'll happen, you'll open this top up, you'll see that the water's not circulating in there once it gets warmed up. And if that water in the small section isn't circulating, then it's air pocketed. And about the only way to do it is pop the hose off, rev up wide open throttle, and just kind of crack that hose loose and let it shoot the air out, and it'll make a mess, and stick it back on. That's the only way I've been able to get them to do that. So. Alright, I'll have this one. I gotta get the Kubota in here too, so that's another thing I gotta get going. So this goes here. Basically what you need to really do is you almost got to stick the pump half in there. If I can remember what I did with the nut that went on the end of it. I am really screwed up this morning. Badly screwed up here, so let's climb under there. I'm gonna find the O-ring that goes into the right there where the suction tube bolts up to it. Oh, get this done, get that Kubota in here, start tearing it apart, see what's going on with that. two. There's the pump drive gear, and then there's an idler gear. And there's a bolt that goes clear through the idler. It goes in and threads, as you can see here, it threads into the pump. So I gotta get the 15 and tighten that up and get the gear on there. I need to dry the taper out on the gear and make sure it's dry on the shaft. And then get the drive gear nut, put it on, put the drive gear and the drive gear nut on. And then we can put this pump half on. Okay, so what do we got here? See, I need to get all of this tightened up first. Oh, probably should have grabbed a shorter end wrench than that. You know what? Probably ought to leave it a little bit loose till I get them other 4 bolts in there. Let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll put the drive gear on last, I think. Better make sure that I can get it on there. Yeah. I'm glad I decided to do that, because I wouldn't have been able to get it on there. I would have had to take it all back off again. Okay, so there's that. Get the other pump half. Oh, I gotta get an O-ring for that suction tube. I forgot. Should be more in the kit. I think we're recording. Alright, and let's put this suction tube on. Okay, so what the deal is, guys, those bolts go clear through both pump halves. And then they go through this, where the gears are. This is basically the end of it, where it's kind of the distribution manifold, the suction manifold and the discharge manifold that bolts to the back side of the pump. And then the main body of the pump bolts to the, those bolts go clear through, and see this plate's threaded. It's threaded where these bolts got to line up, and then this bolt goes through the idler gear, and then the actual pump body's threaded right there. So, kind of the goofy setup for an oil pump. I gotta go find the torque specs for this. So you want to get that right. And then find the torque spec. I'll have to put a crow's foot on that gear to torque it. So we've got some break-in plus 10W30. I've been doing more and more on that on these engines. I try to use the recommended, what they recommend. So just in case you've done everything that you're supposed to do, you know, as far as break-in and break-in oil, fluid requirements. So, that being said, you know, usually you'll run this break-in oil for about 100 hours, and then dump it and just put regular High Guard or Bello 1540 or Rotella 1540 or what have you in there. Alright, so we got the filter full of oil. New fuel filters on it, because a few lines sometimes they'll bleed through there just with lift pump pressure. Let's see what I got. A new gas cylinder for this damn door. I need to put it on. Gotta bleed through those with just lift pump pressure. Doesn't look like it's going to. She ain't gonna do nothing to you. Put that in neutral. Maybe I should just put her in park. Helps to have the wire on that goes from the alternator that feeds the starter. See fuel squirting out of those. Cracked 4 of the 6. Maybe we can get her going with 4 of the 6 cracked, hopefully. Got a nice good RPM, even sounding crank. That's a good indication. Like I say, sometimes if they're gonna be a booger, you gotta still crack them up top to get the air out of the line between the pump and the injector. But come on, man, the wire's right in the way. Alright, watch our oil pressure. Let's get in here and see what happens. Apparently it's going to want me to bleed the lines up on top. Is it even smoking? Not really. It's going to force me to bleed them up on top, I guess. Sorry about the mess. It's just chaotic. Just pure chaos trying to get things done. It's like I didn't expect the service calls this morning that I had to go do, and just kind of I didn't get here till I need to get the Kubota in here. There's just so many things that I'm trying to get done that I can't do it fast enough, it seems like. The shop's a complete disaster. And that's that one there. Back that one. Okay, let's crank on it just a little bit. Gotta get some fuel out of there. Okay, I see fuel squirting out of them. Let's go ahead and get them cinched up. To get to, that's for certain. Can't wait for Sunday to roll around and take a day off to rest my bones, recoup. Be nice. I'm a tired one. This engine building and end framing is hard work, I'll tell you what. That's why I like summertime, being in the field and, you know, fixing small problems and trying to get stuff going. It's just not near as hard as on you as it is doing this. There we go. Pressure light. That is a very, very nice indication. Boy, that thing sure sounds sweet. Right there, but I couldn't get it tight enough. I think it's still leaking. Well, a little bit of information here for you. Apparently me and the guy at Farmland, was the guy that had the aftermarket hood for this tractor, we had a miscommunication, and I guess I was supposed to call him back the other day, last week, and it never got ordered, and now they're out of them. So they don't even have them. They said that they're about a month out. So now I'm on the look. If any of you guys know Where's my phone at? A 70, anything like a 70-20 series hood will work. Doesn't have to be a 75-20. It could be a 73-20, 74-20. Hey guys, so I'm got the loader frames on it. Just kind of waiting on the hood to figure out what I'm going to do there. The same people that own this tractor own the Kubota that's got the blown up engine outside that the cam's not turned on. I'm just running it here, and I was just kind of happy that, you know, even some engines you'll get done, and if you get a ring that doesn't quite seat up right or something like that, you'll have a little bit of blow by. But I was just really impressed with the way this one turned out, because I mean, there's no blow by at all that I can physically see coming out the blow by tube. So I came over here and pulled the fill cap off of the oil fill cap, and that's one way you can always tell, even if you can't see it in the blow by, you can usually see it a lot better if you pull the fill cap off with it idling there. But I've already ran it and up to, I don't know, whatever they get up to. I think these got 195 degree thermostats in them. But I've already ran it up to temp there, and she's pretty sound. So this one turned out really good. Get the hood fixed. I gotta, for some reason they didn't, I ordered this. I gave them the number, I know I did. I gotta get a gas cylinder for that and one for the steering column. Fix the hood. And man, she'll be a damn good tractor again, so she'll last another 10 or 15,000 hours. Alright guys, well that's it for this one. The next, I'm gonna have a video up, and I don't know if I'll have it up tonight. I'm kind of tired, but I'll have a video up on Rumble on this PACCAR changing out the injector cups. As you can see, I've got 5 of them out. And yes, I'll tell you what the deal is with these cups. Everybody said, oh, you can't get cups for them, you can't do this. I like it when people tell me I can't do something, because that just makes me more determined to do it. So anyway, PACCAR, Peterbilt, Kenworth, I called dealers and they won't sell you cups individually. So my whole thought process behind that was that obviously if they're going to sell you a reman head, so they would only sell you a cylinder head, either a new head or a reman head. So a reman head was $5,400. I can't imagine what a new one is. So anyway, the owner said, no, can we figure something out? I said, I'll figure something out. I said, if they're selling you a reman head, then whoever's remanning that head obviously has a tool group to put the damn cups in, or pull them out and put them in. So that's crap, you know. So anyway, there's an outfit on the internet called Iron Tight. Now it's pretty spendy, the kit, but the tool kit to do the cups was $790, I think it was, basically $800. And then I ordered 12 sleeves, so I've got 6 on hand in case I get another one, and then I'll order 6 more. But anyways, I'm gonna put a video out on Rumble for that. And anyways, all right guys, thanks for watching.